y'all, man? Welcome to the post game live, man. Like I said, this is week 5 college football recap, man. It's a big weekend of college football, one of the best weekends of the season so far, in my humble opinion. I've been thoroughly impressed. Obviously, some big teams won. A lot to talk about, to say the least, man. When you talk about, I'm trying to see which game we should start with, man. I want to give credit to Penn State for their fight back because it was ugly. Obviously, early in that game, right? They were struggling, and they couldn't get nothing going. But credit to them in the resolve, man. Katron Allen, and those boys, Ross, they was doing their thing, man. They simply just could not make enough plays at the end. And your quarterback throws, obviously, the ball up in the air. They obviously end up losing. You know what I'm saying? So, when you look at Penn State, they just can never win the big game. I don't know what it is with Coach Franklin and them, but they can never win the big game against a stellar opponent for whatever reason. They've always struggled there, so definitely something they need to, work on. Definitely something they need to continue to try to do at a higher level, in my opinion. So, I just think they wait too long to get started. When you have something like that, you got to get started earlier, man. You got to be playing at a high level early on. And far too often, it ain't the case for Penn State. And then they did storm back. So get them boys credit. What's going on, Stormy Weather? Appreciate you tuning in. What's popping? Far too often, and then you get started late. Which you storm back, your defense kept you in the game. And obviously, you score late, man. So definitely something to continue to watch. Let's see. Okay. We got somebody. So what time is your film watching on Tuesday and what do you watch? Yes, sir. What's good, Jordan, bro? Appreciate you tapping in, my guy. Yes, man. So should be about 6:30, probably either 6:30 or 7. Stay locked to my socials because I'm going to announce it, twin. But yeah, it should be about 7. Actually, it should be about 7 o'clock, bro. 7 o'clock it should be in, and it'll be on YouTube, bro. Like, I'm gonna send a link out, and I'll personally DM you as well, bro. So tap in, man. I took screenshots, everything on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna put all that out, pop it on Instagram too, man. So I appreciate you. Gotta hit me on Twitter and IG. I got you. For sure. Appreciate you tapping in, my guy. But yeah, man, when it goes to Penn State, like, just gotta be better, bro. It just ain't gonna cut it. It ain't gonna cut it. Year in, year out. Them boys always struggling. You know what I'm saying? Always. So yeah, man, gotta be better. Gotta do better. But nothing can beat my Canes, man. Y'all shot the merch, as y'all can see. You know what I'm saying? Here it is. Let me pop it up real quick before we go more into it. Oh, do this. Oh, y'all bear with me. But yeah, man, y'all shop the merch, man. Like I said, that's Canes fans. Hey, we doing good this year, man. We gonna beat Florida State too. Hand them their second loss, man. So y'all shop the stove, bro. Shop the stove. You know what I'm saying? I had to show y'all. Shop the stove. This is in gray, get in green, black, white, whatever you want. And all of my tech fans, y'all boys tap in, man. Look, we got you covered. Hold on, let's see. I'll pop you up one more time. Yeah, tech fans, tap in. You know what I'm saying? Nothing too crazy, man. Got the GT, the Rambling Wreck. Y'all boys tap in. Y'all get y'all merch. All right, I just wanted to show y'all that. But let's continue with the live, man. So Oregon look dangerous, y'all. Oregon look like a team that can potentially get to where they need to be, man. I love the way they call in the offense. I love the way they can run the ball. DeCorian Moore's going to continue to get better. Dante Moore, how about him tonight? 3 touchdowns, nearly 300 yards passing. He's been doing well, bro. So when you have that and you playing at that high of a level, it's something, that you can hang your hat on, man. And they defense, they held them boys at 3 points up until towards the end, and then they get the turnover late in the game and seal the victory. That's what you want to see. You're going to face adversity. It ain't going to always be pretty. Sometimes you're going to give up a lot of yards. But what kind of resolve do you have, right? How do you battle the adversity? I thought they did a really good job of that, in that game, and that's the reason why they obviously came out on top. So obviously you have that rolling, right? So that's my thoughts on that game. Now, the big game is Georgia, right? Georgia, Bama. I don't know what it is with Kirby, but them boys always struggle against Bama. And how about Alabama? Like, the difference in a few weeks, everybody was like, oh, they're soft. They ain't the same team no more. We need to get DeBoer out of there. And them boys went in there. And it was physical with Georgia. You know what I'm saying? They was physical with Georgia. They did what they were supposed to do, in my humble opinion, man. So, when you do that, I mean, that's how you come out on top. That's how you become successful. You know what I'm saying? They did that throughout the game, man. They was running the ball, and they got something in Ty Simpson, man. And it's not like a cocky type. It's a confident, but it's confident where, you can trust in him. Almost like an AJ McCarron type of a vibe. You know what I'm saying? He gonna make the throws, he gonna make the reads, and he gonna put you in position to win the game. And he's dangerous with his legs. Like Bama hasn't had that, you know, in a little bit. Obviously, they had Milroe, but I'm talking about the combination of being able to run and being able to throw consistently down the field. Both of those at the same time. They've not had that in a while. We've seen that on full display today, man. And when you have that, you're dangerous. So that's what's different. Everybody talks about, oh, well, the new college football, like regular season games don't matter. No, the difference now is, y'all, it matters, but that first loss early in the season, it doesn't dictate who you are. Imagine if we was playing in the BCS era and Bama got beat like that. They'd be done. We wouldn't even be considered no more. Now they still got a chance. They should probably move up into the top 10. You beat a not top 5 Georgia on the road at Sanford Stadium. They should move up, man. And I thought the defense played pretty well for the most part. Obviously, some plays in there Georgia's going to want back. True freshman Taylor. It happens, though. Your true freshman big spot, you drop the touchdown. Stuff like that's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? I just thought their defense did enough for Georgia in order to win this game. You have to, in my humble opinion, be able to push the ball deeper down the field, right? You got to be able to do that. Now, they ran the hell out of the ball today, right? So they was physical at the line of scrimmage, you know what I'm saying, to say the least. They did what they were supposed to do there, right? They was running that rock, you know what I'm saying? And they rushed for over like 220 plus yards. Right? And I love Georgia, as they always do. They got guys all over, right? Josh McCray, Chauncey Bowens, right? Dwight Phillips, Nate Fred. Like, they got guys they can get a ball to and let them boys cook. And when you have that, that's good. They just need more production out of their receiving core, right? And, obviously, Dylan Bell had a couple good plays. Cole Young had a couple good plays. But the drops, right? The Taylors, the Zachariah Branches, it has to be better, right? And coming into the season on paper, it was expected to be better, but nonetheless, there was still struggles tonight, and that has to be better. But they got some pieces on defense. Just got to be smarter in some situations, like Elijah Robinson on that play. What the hell is you doing, bro? You know what I'm saying? Use your head, use your brain, bro. Stuff like that makes a real big difference, in my humble opinion. Late in games when you're trying to get a stop, get it back to your offense. So they need better. But Contavious Johnson had a good game today. I thought KJ Bolden did what he was supposed to do for the Bulldogs today. I feel like the linebacking core for the most part was pretty decent. But you just got to take advantage. I don't mind that 4-for-1 call where he gave it, or I won't say gave it to Cash Jones. I wouldn't do it in that situation. I think you have to be more innovative there. You know what I'm saying? That's just my humble opinion. I think you got to be more innovative. If you're more innovative, bro, that's only going to help you out, man. So if you do that, cool. You got little kids on this shit, man. What the hell? Hold on, y'all. Okay, there we go. Got him off. I don't know what the hell that was, what he had going on. Anyway, let's keep it rolling, man. Y'all been running up the live, man. Look, like up the live, man. Y'all boys help me out. Y'all been tapped in. Yo, like up the live for me, please. Help me out. Help a brother out, man. And feeling special, man. Donate a rose if you can, man. Really appreciate it. What's going on, King Season, bro? What's popping? Hey, man, look, I got merch for you, man. I got merch. Hold on. Hey, my guy. What's popping? Hey, bro, shop the store, man. King Season, bro. Appreciate you, bro. Shop. Hold on. I hope you still tapped in with me, man. King Season. We finna talk about that tech game, man. We gotta talk about the tech game, too. But, hey, man.
Okay, searching for game on the App Store.
Yeah, thanks, Siri. You see that? Shop with me. This is a little wrinkle, man, but you see. Little GT, little rambling wreck. You know what I'm saying? A little rambling wreck. You know what I'm saying? We can talk a little GT, man, before we talk about some other stuff, man. Who is that? TTTW. Man, is you a little kid, man? Comment down below, man. But as far as tech, man, why you went here, King Season? Appreciate y'all tapping in, man. Like I said, make sure y'all like up the live. My overall thoughts, bro. It's an ugly win, right? It's an ugly win. But, like, stuff like that's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to always be able to, play at a high level every single day, right? And it's going to be games you play good. It's going to be games you play bad. The slow starts is concerning, though. And I thought the defense did what they was supposed to do for most of the part of that game. Now, obviously, they gave up yards. Obviously, they rushed for nearly 200 yards. But when your defense consistently is giving they bending but not breaking, and then they able just to make plays, you know what I'm saying, and force field goals, that was crucial in that game while the offense figured it out. And I think that helped them out a lot, bro. And coming out on top and winning that game. You know what I'm saying? So, when you have that, it's crucial. And he did that throughout the game while them boys tried to figure it out. So I was impressed with that. And then, I don't know, second half they came out. They was throwing the ball down the field. They got Eric Rivers involved. Isaiah Kenya. It feels like he disappears. Not on his liking, but it feels like he don't be like involved in the system of the offense. They got to figure that part out, bro. You know what I'm saying? In my humble opinion. I don't understand that. Now, the running game, this team schemed up against them good. They couldn't run the ball really with Hosley or Jamal Haynes. You know what I'm saying? So, still got things to work out, man. But overall, like I said, a win is a win at the end of the day. 5-0, as you pointed out. You know what I'm saying? Hey, everything is out in front of you. That's all you can ask for. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. So, hey, I'm with your King season, bro. 5-0. Hey, you take it. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. Why does my camera look like this? Nope, I didn't turn it the wrong way. My bad, y'all. Hold on. There it is. That looks better. All right. Anyway, man. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the game, man. But yeah, like you said, man, if you 5-0, you 5-0. 5-0 is 5-0. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. But yeah, man. So shout out GT, man. Big win for them. What's going on, Sports Cave, man? Appreciate you tapping in, my brother. Much love from you, man. Appreciate you tapping into the live, man. Talking some college football today, man. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Tech. The 3:30 games, man. Man, I told you, I did the video, man. QB1. I try to tell you about Trinidad, man. If I'm Lane Kiffin, like, I'm not going back to Austin Simmons, like, under any circumstance. Like, why would I, bro? What would really be the point? You know what I'm saying? Of going back to Austin Simmons. It's kind of pointless to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna stay tapped in with, obviously, what Trinidad is doing. And obviously, yeah, he had a turnover, but he had a really good game. He played smart, took care of the football, you know what I'm saying, and things like that. Looks good for them, man. They should have got him earlier. You know what I'm saying? Looks real good for them. Just running the ball. Well, obviously, they're running back. He was doing his thing in that game. I love the weapons on the outside. Hilton Deuce Alexander, Caden Lee. Defensive front was stout in this game. And I can tell you about Nussmeier, man. No disrespect. I just don't think he's that guy. I don't. You know what I'm saying? And I know what y'all going to say. Oh, Naj, you're too harsh on him. Like, I just don't think Nussmeier is the guy. Y'all been hyping him up for years and things like that. He had a decent season last year, threw for 4,000 yards. He had 12 interceptions, though. So sometimes, bro, y'all got to pump the brakes. You know what I'm saying? And evaluate, you know what I'm saying, from a different perspective. You know what I'm saying, in my humble opinion. I think y'all overhype him, a little bit too much. So, for me, I think, that has to be a position they got to be better at. Defensively, it was uncharacteristic. They gave over 400 yards of offense. That doesn't usually happen, right? But it feels like similar to Tech. Like, the defense has to overcompensate. Like, when does the offense finally get it together? And then, feature Harlem Berry a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand that. And they throw the ball 40 times. You run the ball, 10 times? And what I'm noticing is SEC games, when you are unbalanced like that, you're not winning the games. Like, go look at Bama. Go look at Georgia. Go look at Texas A&M. Go look at Ole Miss in their game. They ran the ball 23 times, right? You got to run the ball. You know what I'm saying? You got to run the ball. Oh, let me see if I can pin this comment. I would love to pin this. I wish I could pin this. I don't know how to pin on here, bro. But no, bro, 100%. I'm with you. They were calling him a Heisman preseason candidate, and when you say you had other quarterbacks, rated ahead of him, they called you crazy. Like, not like LSU. I like Bayou Bengal, but he was overhyped. You know what I'm saying? Like, and don't get me wrong, Form 1 through 5 weeks is good, but again, Garrett Nussmeier, I don't think is a quarterback that y'all think he is. You know what I'm saying? My personal opinion. He has not shown enough to me, and they're struggling. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, they did have him Heisman preseason favorite, and we seeing how that's working out. I don't even think he'll end up in New York, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? In my humble opinion. But that's my thoughts on the LSU game, man. Got to figure it out, and obviously do better there. The next one I talked about, obviously, on the channel, I was mentioning a lot about Texas A&M game. A lot of fans were saying that Auburn doesn't have an O-line. I haven't, been able to have a chance to, really study them and look more in depth. So I have to defer on that one until I could do that. But they have been dominating the last few weeks. Oklahoma and then obviously Texas A&M. And they had, I think, 10 sacks. Oklahoma did 7 sacks today. I just don't understand. And they function from the same problem. They're not getting nothing from the ground game. Like Jeremiah Cobb, they're not getting anything. And you got all them playmakers. You got Eric Singleton Jr. You got Cam Coleman, Malcolm Simmons. And you don't get nothing going offensively. It just don't make sense, bro. You know what I'm saying? And sure, okay, the offensive line's trash. But there's no way you can get the ball to your playmakers in space. Quick screens, bubbles, stuff like that. It just doesn't make sense to me. That part's a little bit perplexing. That's a part they gotta humbly figure out and obviously see what they're gonna do. But yeah, man, that part, they're struggling a lot, mightily, in my humble opinion, man. So, they're gonna have to figure it out. I think they got a defense in order to contend in the SEC, but now you got 2 losses. You're struggling. Offensively, you haven't done much over the last few weeks. What's next for your team? You know what I'm saying? That's where they're struggling at. That's kind of where they at. So, they'll have to figure it out. But I love the game from Marcel Reed, man. Marcel Reed looked so good today, man. The pick wasn't really his fault. That was a drop by Terry Bussey. Got to do better there. But, they was able to run the ball with Le'Veon Moss. Really good ground game against Auburn. That's what really hurt him in this game. And they was just able to jump out to that lead. They was able to, take advantage of some of the things they had going on. And I love that. And in the weapons, he got Kevin Concepcion, right? Craver, so many weapons. And I'm telling you, Texas A&M looks for real. They'll have tougher competition down the road. Obviously, Texas in there and some other teams, man. But Texas A&M looks for real. Both sides of the ball, and a team that could be potent this year. So I was thoroughly impressed with them. Their performance today, I thought they played really well. Bright future ahead for that program. Next up, obviously talking about LSU. How about Tennessee, man? Was not a good game at all from Joey Aguilar. It wasn't. Threw 2 interceptions. I know people say, well, it were drops, but he was taking a lot more risks today. When you look at the game and the windows he was trying to fit the ball into, he really took a lot of risks. You know what I'm saying? Maybe even uncalculated risk, in my humble opinion. But a lot of risk he took today. And, credit the team for picking him up. Joshua Josephs, them getting the fumble return for a touchdown. Right, Colton Hood playing a really good game yet again. And what's scary about the defense, I know they've been allowing a lot of points. But that defense for Tennessee, when they get fully healthy, they're going to be a problem. Because you got Joshua Josephs, right? You got Arian Carter, who had one of his best games of the season, I thought, just flying around to the football. And you're going to have a back end that's so in sync and stout. You're going to be potent. And then you already got 2 freshmen playing in Tyler Redmond and several others. When you have that, it makes your team potent. It makes you elite, down the stretch. And they're 4-1, and they've put up 40 points in 5 consecutive games. A program record, by the way. And everybody said, oh, what Aguilar, quarterback, Coach Heupel can't do it. Right? They're not going to be able to score points. The defense is going to have to carry the load. Well, if we're being honest, the offense has been carrying the load. Defense has been okay so far. Probably wasn't on your bingo card list of things that was going to happen, right? And they got a bright future, right? They still got to play Oklahoma. They got other big teams coming up. But now it's about getting them resume, the SOS, the strength of schedule wins. I think they can definitely do that. I think they have everything at their disposal in order to, put themselves in a position. When you have Mike Matthews, who's emerging as a star receiver, you got Chris Brazel, who I said, outside of Jeremiah Smith, name me a better receiver that's playing the sport at a higher level right now. You can't name it. He's been electric. 7 receiving touchdowns. I think that still leads the league. He's been potent. He's been electric. He's been him. And then they still got guys that are emerging along that. With a Star Thomas, with a Deshaun Bishop, and the offensive line's getting better and better. David Sanders got some reps today for the first time. True freshman 5-star. This Tennessee team looks good. You know what I'm saying? They do. Tennessee team looks good. And they look thorough. They look legit. And people better start buying some stock in Tennessee because I think they're going to be there. I can see this team easily becoming 10-2, right? Now, if they don't get into a college football playoff, okay, well, are they not going to make the playoff? I doubt it. Schedule's too tough. You know what I'm saying? So that's a team that more people need to talk about and pay attention to, too, is the Vols. But gained a lot of respect today from Mississippi State. Now, Blake Shapen, he struggled today, but love what they did on the ground. You go look at that, what they was doing at the ground, man. They had over, close to 200 yards. Them boys was balling on the ground. Was doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? And they need the quarterback to play better, but to have that atmosphere at Starkville, to have Tennessee on the ropes several times in the game, you'll take that. Those are building blocks. Those are ways you can get better and you can become legit. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a program and a team that can continue to grow, flourish, get better and better, man. I think they're just getting started on what they're going to be able to do. So Tennessee, really good game. Mississippi State, you still got Ole Miss coming up. That game looks more appeasing now with Ole Miss upsetting LSU. Looks pretty good, to say the least, man. Looks pretty good. So that's my thoughts on that one. Obviously, you had probably the game of the day was USC and Illinois. My gosh, them boys was throwing haymakers at each other, man. And I gained even a higher level of respect for, the Trojans. They ended up losing. Defense couldn't get enough stops, but Malachi Lemon, right? Lane, those boys be balling, you know what I'm saying? And they could not be stopped today. And Mayava had a pretty good game as well. USC will be potent. I don't think they should drop out of the standings. We'll see what happens with them. I know they're going to keep Notre Dame and probably move them up with 2 losses already on the season. But I don't even think USC should move out. I mean, that was a neck-and-neck game. They had to go down the field and score a game-winning field goal to win. But great game from Illinois and Luke Altmaier, man, especially after they got, bum rushed the week before, going up against Indiana. That was a great response, to say the least, man. But that game was so electric, back and forth, haymakers, who's going to come out on top. I love that game, man. I thought that was a really great job from both teams, going neck and neck, man. That was probably one of the biggest results, definitely, of the weekend, to say the least. Now, the other one for me, I'm going to go and throw out, biggest loser has to be Syracuse. They got whooped by Duke, you know what I'm saying, at home. Gave up over 30-plus points, only scored 3. That was ugly, man. And then you go and beat Clemson. So now it's like, well, how good is Clemson really for real? And Clemson got all the talent in the world. But if they went in on the road and beat them, then struggled at home against Duke, it's like, how good is, Syracuse really? How good is Clemson? You know what I'm saying? Now, obviously, they don't have Steve Angeli anymore. I know that makes a difference. But this is a player, when you go to the ACC press conference and you go to media days, this is a player that Coach Frank Brown said he had confidence in, right? Does he need to be Steve Angeli? No. But can he manage the game, right? Can you run the ball? Can he throw for 150, 200 yards? Again, Duke don't got no, elite defense. You know what I'm saying? And, hey, I play you sports from the cave. Hey, you're right. They did lose the QB. But at the same time, NC State put up 33 points on them boys. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't do that. You couldn't put up no points. 3? Come on, bro. No way in hell. You know what I'm saying? You put up 30 on a really good Clemson defense. You only put up 3? The missing quarterback? I feel you. I see what you're saying, but it's you got to be better. You got to be better. You know what I'm saying? Just not gonna cut it, man. But that they definitely my biggest losers of the day, in my humble opinion. Because after that surreal win, and then you go and lay an egg like that, massive. It's massive. That's terrible. And also I'll say a big loser at the ACC. Tough week, man. Tough week for the ACC, right? And the reason I say that, you had the Friday night. We'll talk about that a little bit. Friday night game, Virginia, obviously going up against Florida State. Now, that was probably one of the best Friday night games we'll probably get all year, right? That was back and forth. Virginia looks pretty good. 4-1. They're going to shake things up. They're going to be in that conversation. The reason I say it was a loser for them because, like I said, Syracuse was a team that was creeping up. Obviously they end up losing. You got Louisville. Louisville didn't look good today going up against Pittsburgh. Louisville was supposed to be one of those dark horse teams, to come out and do their thing. Struggled a lot. So you throw that in there as well. And then Georgia Tech really should have lost today to Wake Forest. Say that respectfully and humbly. But struggled against a team that doesn't even have nearly the amount of talent that they have on either side of the ball, right? And then you obviously, Stanford struggled with San Jose State. I think they might have got a walk-off touchdown, in that game. So it was just a struggle day for the ACC. It was not crisp day at all. You had California, who looked good at starting the season. I think they were 3-0 at one point. They were struggling against Boston College, who was 1-2. Just not a good day for the ACC, especially in your chances of trying to make a CFP. Has to be better, in my humble opinion. So yeah, ACC wasn't a good day at all. Definitely was a struggle. But yeah, the game of the week next week is Miami and Florida State. Who's going to come out on top? Who's going to win that one? How does Florida State respond? Because a lot of people was buying that Florida State ticket. A lot of people was buying it. But Florida State struggled, mightily. So we see what happens, man, moving forward with them. But they struggled for sure. So those are the biggest results for me, man. Obviously, we talked about Oregon State, Penn State. We talked about Georgia, several other teams, man. But that's my college football recap for the week. Right now, I got obviously Colorado, and you got the BYU game going on. Colorado trying to play upset, obviously, in the Big 12. So we'll see what happens there, man. But I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Y'all boys, make sure y'all shoot me a follow. If y'all like these lives, let me know, man. Hit me a DM in TikTok, man. All of my social media channels, man. Y'all let me know more content y'all boys want to see. If y'all like live like this, man, make sure y'all like and follow. Like I said, hit the DM, man. But I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Appreciate y'all tuning into the live, man. See y'all boys soon. Peace.